Stitch number 6 and 7 are buttonholes. So go ahead and take out your buttonhole foot, and you'll notice that the place you're going to connect is actually here in the front. So the whole entire foot's going to sit out the back side. Before you put the foot on, hold it in the front and take your fingers and go ahead and push open this extra extension area. Take a button, the button you want the buttonhole to fit, and put it in that open area. Then we're going to put the foot on the machine. Slide it into place. If you need a little help, use the lifter and push up a little higher. It will actually lift higher than you need it. There we go, making it easy. And then the last thing you need to do, you know you have your needle threader here, but did you know there's actually another little lever back here? Has a little picture of a buttonhole on it, and go ahead and make sure it sits in between these two openings. So that way, when we do the buttonhole, that will track how much opening it needs, and it will do the whole thing, as it's called a one-step buttonhole. Lift up the foot, slide it in. We're going to set it down here because it's actually going to stitch away from us. Now your first buttonhole you do, the thread is going to be on the top. You can thread it through, or I just do where I hold it. It'll start off with a little tack at the bottom and then start to work its way up. Here's where I'm going to just take my scissors and clip the thread that I'm holding on to. Now as you watch, this little lever is going to track back, and as soon as it touches the back part, it will turn the buttonhole around so it can do the second side. So just keep your foot on the foot control, your hands in your lap, and sew until it stops. So keep your foot control on, and now we can lift it up because the needle stopped stitching. Lift it up, the foot will reset, and you have your first buttonhole. Wasn't that easy? Once you've done one, test the opening, and then keep going. Buttonholes can be used for so many different things other than just garments. You can use them for if you're doing anything to hang over the shower curtain rod, or drawstring bags, running ribbon through multiple buttonholes. You really can have fun with this. Let's go ahead and do number 7. That's the keyhole buttonhole. So it's going to look a little bit different. It's going to have kind of a little key at the bottom, but it'll stitch the same way. Let it go ahead and stitch all the way back. Keep your foot on the foot control and just let the machine do all the work for you. Who would have thought buttonholes are actually something people would want to do? Let it keep sewing till it stops completely for you. Then lift up the foot for the reset. And look how pretty that particular buttonhole is. All right, now I want to show you a corded buttonhole. I'm going to reset, go back to stitch number 6. I'm going to take the foot, let's try it without taking the foot off. There's a little groove in the front here, and there's a little nub on the very, very back. And I'm going to take some cord, I'm going to cut it so I can divide it in half. So I'm going to take this halfway point and I'm going to hook it over the back little nub back here. I'm going to go underneath the foot with both my hands and bring the cord up through the middle of this little mouth area. Let's see if it'll hold. Sometimes the slippery cord is a little too slippery. Try it one more time. We'll lower the foot onto the fabric before I let go here. Just any type of thin cord will work. The reason for a corded buttonhole is actually so if you're working on some extra fabric that's stretchy, or even on a wool coat, this would definitely be what you'd want to do. Okay, now that I've got it kind of set, once I lower the foot down on the fabric, then those threads are going to hold in place. The satin stitching is actually going to stitch over the cord because they've been perfectly positioned, I think. Let's see here, where'd my other cord go? There we go. All right, they're perfectly positioned to kind of stitch over that, and we'll just let the whole buttonhole do its same thing, and watch what it does when we go to take the cord and pull it into position. It's a very stable way to do buttonholes. All right, let it finish. There's the locking stitches. Take the cord, kind of unhook it out off the back side. This is what it's going to look like. So it was guided to sit right underneath where those columns of stitches we're going to stitch. And then get a hold of one of those and pull. Pull it all the way down. And make sure this thread doesn't get in my way here. And when I continue to pull, it will disappear into the top. And then I'm going to just take scissors and trim it out the bottom. And that is how easy it is to make a corded buttonhole. and how pretty is it? It's almost more raised and more filled in as you go. If you want your buttonholes a little bit more solid, just reduce your stitch length on your machine and test out how they look before you do it on your project.